know where to start with this. Well, they weren't very fancy, but you know. Oh my god, I don't know how to start this. Okay, let's start this again. Hi guys, welcome back to another video by me, Lizzie Lovett. If you're new here today, then hello and welcome. I'm sat somewhere different today if you've been watching my other videos, because I just thought, you know, why not change it up a little bit and have a sit down with you guys. Obviously you've seen by the title what this video is going to be about, and it's about a day in the life working for Camp America. Okay, let's just stop blabbering and yeah. So this is another video on my Camp America experience basically. I did one obviously with my friend Hannah, and we talked about our experiences working at different camps. So if you want to go check that video out, go check it out right now. I'll pop the little link below. But basically I thought I would kind of do a video on a day working in the life as a camp counsellor. What to expect from waking up to going to bed in one whole day. So I'm kind of just improvising what I'm gonna like tell you in off my back of my mind, because obviously it's been a few years since I went to Camp America. It was 2015 when I went. Things have probably changed, things are probably different. Obviously with this pandemic, things are definitely different, and unfortunately some people probably didn't get to go to camp this year, and I really feel bad for you guys, because it is definitely an experience that you should definitely try. It will change your life basically. So I'm going to talk about what I got up to working at camp. So I worked at a camp, and I'm gonna actually name it this time. It was called Camp Runels. It was an all-girls camp, and it was a Girl Scouts camp. I had a great time, made some amazing friends, I met some really cool people. It was in New Hampshire, Massachusetts sort of area, not far from like Boston. So the location was great, the people were great, and overall the camp was really nice. And it was a proper camp experience. It wasn't like a luxury camp. Honestly, if you want a proper camp experience, go to a camp like Camp Runels, because they do it proper, like platform tents. I'm talking, you're in the wilderness, you are there, you are like camping practically. So it's not like you're staying in these glamorous like places and stuff, which obviously it's Camp America, it's Camp Runels, it's a camp. Like camp is camping, isn't it? Come on. Anyway, I'm going to stop going on and on and on, because this is not a video of telling you what camp to go to and what to do. I can always create another video. Comment below if you do want to see a video on more specific things, like how to apply for camp, application process, what it's like going to the camp fairs, like how do you get to camp, like who's going to pick you up. Whatever it is, if there's something specific you want to see and want to hear from me, from my experience and what I know from when I went, then just comment below and I will create another video. I'm talking about today, a day as a camp counsellor at Camp Runels in an all-girls camp. Let's start from the very beginning, from when you wake up, you're fresh and you're ready for your camp day. This is getting real. Let's go. So you might be staying wherever you are staying. For me, it was either a cabin or a platform tent. Mostly it was a platform tent, which were great. They were like these big, cool, like fancy tents in a way. They were good. Kept you dry and warm. But basically, you wake up, 7 AM start. You're up, bright and breezy, lemon squeezy, up at 7 AM, and you are ready to get those campers out. First of all, I'd probably get myself slightly dressed and sort of ready, because you don't want to get into the campers when you're sort of like, you know, not ready. You're up at 7 AM, get yourself ready, brush your teeth, all that fancy stuff. Get the campers up. You are like, right, breakfast, 8 o'clock, 8 AM, we are going for breakfast. So you're gonna walk the campers down to the breakfast place. So there's like the, it's like kind of like cafeteria, like the eating hall. I don't know what you'd call it. But there's so many names for it anyway. Ooh, fly.
Fly.
Ah! Ooh. This fly is like, it's coming for me. Anyway, we'll carry on. If you see a fly, it's buzzing around. That's what you'll be dealing with at camp.
Mosquitoes, flies, spiders. Oh, spiders.
But anyway, so yeah, you're up, you go into breakfast with the campers, you walk them down to wherever you are staying, because you might be a bit further away out of camp, to the dinner hall or dining hall.
Oh, where are you?
What, I'm gonna try and, hold on. I think it's gone. Anyway, you're all waiting like a line, you then go do the Girl Scouts promise, or whatever it's called, the Girl Scouts honour, I don't know what it's called again. Whatever it's called, the Girl Scouts thing when you do this. And then we do like the
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation.
For some reason I still always remember that. I don't know why or how, but I do. Yeah, you go into the dining hall, have your brekkie, 9 o'clock, start your itinerary. So you'd have a schedule. I wonder if I still have a schedule here. I don't have an itinerary with me still, but basically you've got activities every single day and they change every single day. So like, obviously you can't all be doing one thing because there are so many counsellors and so many campers. So you'd all be kind of taking turns what you're doing. So at 9 o'clock you might be going to do arts and crafts for an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then you might be doing, after that, you might be going for a swim. Campfires are how to make a campfire. So you might spend an hour, hour and a half doing campfire making. So they'd show you how to do a proper campfire. Obviously before I went to camp, I didn't really know how to make a proper campfire. So the other counsellors that have been there for years, they said, oh, this is how you do it. And actually I loved it. I loved making camp. Like you do it like a little triangle or a little square and you'd layer the like sticks and the bits of kindling, whatever it is, like the wood, and then you would make s'mores, or you would cook your lunch or your dinner or whatever on it. After you've done your activities, so you've done your arts and crafts, you've done your swimming, whatever it is, they do archery. Again, you might have a day where you do a couple hours, hour or two, like archery lessons with the children, and obviously as a camp counsellor you can do these things too. So like if you're making something in arts and crafts, you can make it too, because obviously you've got to like be with the children, interacting with them and kind of showing them that you're involved with it just as much as they are. There's that. We'd also have like, you might be doing tie-dye one day. I loved doing tie-dye. Obviously tie-dye takes a bit of time, so you do the tie-dye, make it, and then the next day you'd go back and then you'd see how it looks. Or you might be doing something in the wilderness, so you might do like, you might go on a wilderness explorer hunt, or you might just go for a walk in the woods. You might have to like prepare for a skit. So there's these things called skits. So at the end of each week or end of each of the campus time with you, you do a end of campfire campfire thing. So you have like skits and all the camp counsellors, so me or like other camp counsellors would have to get involved in a skit. There was sort of like ideas already in there and you just kind of have to make them your own. So it wouldn't be like you have to think off the back of your hand, you know, like what you have to do. The campers loved it. Like you might be preparing for that one day, and then it will come to lunchtime. I think lunchtime was around 12:1, I want to say, or 1-2, I can't remember. Between like 12 and 2 sort of time for lunch, as like a normal person would have lunch. So yeah, we did go to the dining hall for like lunch, but then we would do like a little snack in the afternoon or make something, or we actually might make lunch. But now my brain is really struggling to work. I'm trying to remember all this from 5 years ago. Nearly 6 years ago. No, 5 years ago. Yeah. So basically you would do in the afternoon for lunch, you might go to the dining hall, or you might make a meal around the campfire, and you'd literally get the pots and pans, you get the menu, the recipe, and you basically would get all the ingredients to make something for lunch with the campers. I want to say camp counsellors all the time. With the campers. So you and maybe like 2 or 3 other camp counsellors would make the meal with the campers and help them. And it might be raining, it might be a bit horrible and grimy weather, depends on where you are. Some days it'd be really nice, some days it wouldn't be so nice, but basically you make the meal around the campfire and you'd eat that meal, and a lot of the time it actually tastes really good, not gonna lie. I remember we made s'mores, we made like things with peanut butter. I don't know, we always had peanut butter with everything there. It was so good. We made like some sort of brownies I think one day as well. Can't remember everything, but it was like traditional like American things you'd make, so it was really good. After that you then do your itinerary. You might have, sometimes the children would have like a free 2-hour period where they can do what they like. Counsellors would still have to be around, just obviously to be aware of where the children are, what's going on, but it's like a free time for the campers to play and have fun, maybe make something, and the counsellors kind of just could talk amongst themselves and talk to the campers if they liked, or just kind of watch and see what they're doing. After that, obviously you might have some more activities. Sometimes, I think it was like once a week, or was it one day of the whole time? I don't remember what it was. A day where we dressed up and we had to make an outfit out of like all the arts and crafts stuff, and all the counsellors had to dress up. The campers would have to dress the counsellors in something out of what they had. We had like water slides made, and like we had one of those dunk tanks and stuff. So each day is never the same really. It's very much there's something different going on, and it was always fun. You would then obviously go for dinner, and then dinner would be prepared in the dining hall, getting with the chefs and the cooks in the like dining hall area where they cook. You'll get the special food, you'll get like the extras, so keep them with the cooks and all that. Every day was a set day for what you were eating, so like Monday would be this night, Tuesday would be this night, Wednesday would be this night. It was always virtually the same every week. It was kind of a rotation, but actually if it's only for 8 weeks, you only had what, the same meal 8 times, you know what I mean? And for that evening it might be campfire, it might be obviously end of the week for the campers, so it might be end of campfire week, whatever it is, where you create the fire, you create the skits and all that, and you kind of say goodbye to the campers that were leaving for that summer. Because obviously you had like a rotation of campers every week or every 2 weeks, whatever it is, or they might be there the whole time. Depends on like the campers' experience and what they've paid for and what they're doing. I feel like I'm really talking fast right now, so I apologise if I'm rambling really fast. I'm just trying to keep a flow and keep myself moving and talking, because otherwise I forget and I get really confused with what I've spoken about in a way. It's easy to just talk fast. I apologise though. After the dinner and you've done your like evening itinerary, it could be anything. Honestly, you say they've got, obviously I worked on high ropes, so some days, I forgot to say that. So obviously if you're a specialist, so if there's a difference between like an arts and crafts or like a general counsellor, someone that's specific to something. So obviously I worked on high ropes with another girl, and we were specific to high ropes. So like the campus obviously got to do high ropes. Like there would be a time in the day where they'd do it, so I would go to the high ropes and come away from my campus that was specific to me, that I had to look after. So I would come away, go work on the high ropes and do like a experience on the high ropes with the campers or even the counsellors, and I'd kind of guide them through, because obviously I was trained to do the high ropes and to clip them on and off, and the safety behind it, and how to like do a safety so do like a belay. Depends on what counsellor you are and what you're doing and what you're specific to. You might do different things, but yeah, so in the evening you go off, do your itinerary again. Evenings are a lot more less like stressful, they're a lot calmer, the evenings. So the evenings are more like you kind of can pace it the way you like it in a way with the counsellors, as long as you're doing things with the children and obviously they're put to bed and all that. So once you've had dinner, you've had campfire, whatever it is, you might have I think you usually had dessert with the campfire. So you'd go for dinner, you'd go back to your camp and you'd cook something on the campfire that was for dessert that you'd make, and then talk to the children, ask them what they enjoyed about the day, and say like, what's your favourite part, what are you excited to do tomorrow or the next day or the next day, and is there any stories you want to tell? So you do like story time over around the campfire, and obviously after all that you would then pop them to bed, make sure they're all happy and none of them are feeling like homesick, and yeah, and then you counsellors, you can go back to your camp. A lot of, because you're so tired from the day, it's been a really busy day maybe, and like you've been on the go and you're just so tired and you know you have to be up early. A lot of the time you counsellors would want to go to bed not long after the campers, but if not, you might chat a bit. I like to just have a little chit chat, you know, I'm a bit of a chatterbox. I was always probably the last to go to sleep, but you would have a separate tent obviously to the campers, but you'd be in the sort of like area with the campers, just a separate tent with the counsellors, and there might be like 5 of you, 6 of you, and you just go to bed and you wake up for the next day, and that's basically a day at camp. I've got to say, it depends, obviously, like this is very specific to my experience, but if you are like a counsellor that is specific to lifeguarding, you might be doing whitewater rafting, that's your specific area, arts and crafts, high ropes like me, it could be anything, like depends on what you are specific to. Your days will change and vary. So like my friend worked on like the water sports side of things, so she did like the whitewater rafting, and she'd go off for a trip for like maybe a few days or whatever with other campers and counsellors, and then she'd come back. So it just depends on what you are doing, but that's for like a regular counsellor, what I told you, and obviously I did high ropes, so it is a bit more specific to me, but it could vary. But realistically, what to expect from a standard day on camp. I really don't know if I missed anything out. I hope I haven't missed anything out, because I'll be really bummed if I have. Obviously, if there's anybody watching that I went to camp with or works at Camp Runels or anything, Obviously it might have changed by now, and I apologise if things have changed or are slightly different to what I've said, but it's what I remember in my head from 5 years ago. Obviously it's a while ago, so remembering all these things was quite challenging for me. I had to go through it like before videoing, like what I was kind of going to say in my head. Overall, please, as I've said in my last video on Camp America, honest to God, you should do Camp America. You should do a camp in America, like, or I think you can do camp anywhere, but like honestly, it's an experience of a lifetime, and you won't experience anything like that. I've said it so many times before. It is just amazing. Like, it's just so good. There was pros and cons to it all, but overall, like, I'm so glad I did it, and it's an experience I really learned from and made so many new friends, and I really grew from it, and I did so much traveling after, and I kind of knew who I was and wanted to be after doing it. So it really helps you as a person to grow. So go do it if you're really considering it. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want anything specific to like what to expect from camp, and you have anything you want me to talk about specifically, then comment below and I will do my best, and I will create another video talking about other things about Camp America. Let me know, and make sure if you haven't already, subscribe down below. That would mean a lot to me. Join the family, and also give it a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed, guys, and I hope you continue watching and enjoy watching my videos. It means a lot to me. I really love creating this sort of content. Bye, see you next time.